let's get everything loosey-goosey. As I say, hey there, Internet. Welcome to Adventure is Nigh, Season 2, In Search of a Platinum Heart. My name is Jack Packard, and I'm your Dungeon Master, and I am here, once again, with Amy Campbell.
That's me, and I play Dabarella Yeatster.
Yahtzee Croshaw.
That's me, and I play the half-elf conman rogue bard, currently known as Mortimer Rafflesworth Everwind Smythe.
Jesse Galena.
I play Grinderbin. I'm trying to figure out how to not lie my way out of this situation, but also don't want to go to court.
And Casey Wosu.
Hi, I play Sigmar Iceblood, who would very much like to go to court because he believes he can Perry Mason his way out of it.
Oh.
You know,
Well, your skill set has got to appear at some point.
You know, the parry and Perry Mason is not like with a sword parry, right? You know that. Sigmar knows that,
he
right?
might be in trouble then.
Yeah, okay.
Last time on Adventure is Nigh.
What didn't happen?
What has so many things happened last time. The gang fell through a floor and were confronted by the king himself, Fuzzy Hug. After convincing the rest of your gravity-affected patriarchs, yeah, they were kings and queens, to make base and leave you alone, you all sneaked up on King Fuzzy Hug.
Snuck.
I believe it's sneaked.
Snuck up. We snuck up.
I think technically you could say either.
Well, technically, you're a prick.
Technically, I'll accept this.
Yeah, like snuck feels right to me, but I can't back it up.
It is
by
right. I'm a 6-time novelist. It's right. Move on.
We'll figure that out later, and I'll either edit this out or put a big Yahtzee was wrong. But in any case, you very quietly, without being noticed, went up to King Fuzzy Hug and were able to wake him up by feeding him emotions. That's right, your greatest villain dealing with your inner demons. You all opened up and gave King Fuzzy Hug a delightful meal. Then, through the power of combined friendship and a possibly cursed magical staff, you were able to transmit the ethereal being into a frying pan, leaving the dead husk of a colossal worm sitting in a pool of lava. Now, some mind shenanigans very well happened with a couple party members, which we will deal with at another time. But since then, after you fruitlessly tried to cut open Fuzzy Hug from the outside, you went inside, and just as you were heading into the mouth, you heard all of the other people down there rush to your aid as they thought a battle was ensuing with the giant magical explosion. And that's where we are right now.
Yeah, Mortimer will quietly say, Grinderbin, you mentioned something about faking our own deaths at this point?
Oh, yeah, we could try that if we wanted to. I mean,
Well, it would certainly tie things up in a nice, neat little bow, wouldn't it?
I can't imagine how anything about faking our deaths would be neat.
Well, obviously, some questions will be raised, like in a few weeks when we're running a nightclub publicly. But that's a problem for future Mortimer. And right now, present Mortimer just wants to get out of this. It's all very obvious, isn't it? There's a big dead monster here, and we're gone, and it ate us. And we killed it in our final thrilling battle, in our death throes, just before we were swallowed whole.
What if they tried to take our bodies back? What if they came in to try and find us?
Well, that's the sticking point. Maybe we could get past this initial sphincter here and then hold it shut. Ooh, and leave a note.
I don't...
Like, sorry, we're dead? Like, what are we writing to?
We is dead.
I don't think the note's a good idea. Maybe if we just go far enough back into Fuzzy Hugs. They just won't go that far back if they even come in here at all.
Are you suggesting we come out the other side and just gap it?
No. We just go in and then start pulling out the heart and wait.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the back of this throat, shall we? Before we do anything stupid.
As you get closer to the back of the throat, you kind of see like the inner throat muscles kind of conjoin. This is, where something, a cutoff would be. And it's just a mass of muscles.
All right. Well, I got a crowbar to pry it open with. I guess Mortimer's going to try to pry open the throat with his crowbar.
Okay, great. Then please give me a strength check.
A 13.
A 13. Okay, yeah, you're able to get, I'll say with a 13, you're able to get enough space where you all could probably squeeze your way in. Yeah.
All right.
Could open it up just a little bit.
Right. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Let's go through.
In we go. Ooh, it's very green in here.
Oh,
my,
right.
I feel like this would be the good time to leave a note.
You see something that's kind of reminiscent of what you would know as a humanish stomach. The base, the floor of this is filled with a awful viscous liquid. It has a gross fleshy lining all about it. And now that you've stepped in it, we're going to need some dexterity checks.
Because we just stepped in stomach acid.
Because you just stepped in stomach acid, yeah. So we're going to see basically if you're able to find some decent footing where you're not taking damage.
10.
Just an ability check?
Yeah, just a dexterity
Come on,
check.
why do I get that for this?
Wow, Sigmar. Okay,
Right?
great.
Anytime I really want something to go through it.
Yeah.
Okay, so both Grinderbin and Mortimer, you take 4 damage.
Ow.
Sigmar and Dabarella, you're able to, either hop on, maybe there's some rocks floating in here because, obviously the worm chews its way through rocks. Mortimer and Grinderbin, you are finding it harder to find your footing, so you take a little acid damage. So you're all in there now. What I will say is because... Mortimer, because your strength check wasn't huge, in fact, if your strength check was too big, I was going to say you basically rip open the throat. Because your strength check wasn't too huge, kind of the natural muscle tension closes behind you for the throat.
Shall we leave that note?
I don't understand why a note is a good idea.
Okay. Here's the scenario. It's like a video game scenario. They come in, they find a note, and it says, "This is our final message. The worm has defeated us. He's swallowed all of my comrades and minced them up in his innards, and I will be next. I can already feel my legs disappearing through the muscles, but I pledge now that I will use my last ounces of strength to pulverize his organs. Hopefully we will destroy this monster and end the peril that has struck the land. I only hope that we be remembered fondly. I ask no accolades, except we have basically saved the entire world, and it was all because of us."
You know what? That sounds pretty good.
The note I was leaving was going to be like, "Hey, we went in the stomach. Don't wait up."
I like Mortimer's better.
I think they're both equally as unbelievable, but in different
I
ways.
believe Mortimer's.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like the language of Mortimer's. If that was written, I would certainly read it as a story. But I wouldn't take it seriously as a guard coming after people who you are trying to take to trial.
No, I suppose you're right. Although we don't know how smart these people are, strictly speaking.
But
Only the dice knows.
We know Egalier is one of these people, and
she would call your bullshit.
Yeah, the longer we leave her with everybody else who's in power, I just have the worst feeling unless we can actually interject. Are we planning to be on the run? Because Sigmar is in his head completely convinced he is innocent of the Fuddruckers murder. He's like, it was self-defense. I did nothing wrong. You're gonna call me a murderer. You're a effing liar. That's his position. So he's not about running from the case. That's how he feels.
Okay, well, how about this? We'll get our platinum. We'll go home and stash it somewhere, and then you can go to the police station and clear everything up. How about that, Sigmar?
Sigmar believes him at face value. He's like, you know what? That's a great idea.
I want to use my greater potion of healing because I never used one and I just noticed I'm getting a little bit low.
We're getting hit
so I would like
earlier.
Yeah, I've still got Grindabins.
Yeah, I got one too. I'm going to do the same. I watched Dabarella and I copy her.
So you are currently in a stomach. You see like this awful like elastic muscle tissue all around you. On the other side of the room, you do see a sphincter.
Oh, maybe we should get the proper lay of the land first.
Yeah.
Let's edge my way around the outside, try to keep my feet out of the acid.
Okay.
Come on, everyone.
All right, as you all make your way to that side of the room, we're going to need another dexterity check from everyone
Well,
as
let me
you
do
are...
that. Then I'll drink a potion, I guess.
I
Bluncing
especially
your
said
way
I was
in.
trying to
14.
stay on the side.
Absolutely. Well, there's stomach acid everywhere. I still need a dexterity check. It's not a very difficult dexterity check.
Okay, fine. Did better that time.
Ooh.
Wow.
Does a nat 20
Ooh,
do
nice.
it?
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Don't use
Why
up
am
all
I
the
getting
natural
these
20s now.
These would have been great last time.
Seriously.
Like, Mortimer and Dabarella, yeah, you are like hopping on rocks with ease, but Grinderbin is surfing on a rock in stomach acid, and Sigmar is on his shoulders, like, you know, old 50s movie style.
We're having a grand old time in this giant critter.
Yeah. All right. Well, I did the last sphincter, so it's someone else's turn.
This door's closed?
It's a sphincter. It's muscle tissue. It's, you know, it's like how a stomach would work, how, you know, it closes up and opens and closes and opens, so it's muscle tissue.
Serious question.
Serious question.
Yeah, and you're gonna laugh when I say this, but I'm dead serious.
I'm ready.
Did we see any kaiju-sized shits?
By the way, very good question. No. No, you did not. This worm was able to clear away a massive amount of rock. Where did it go? That's really weird. Just putting that out there.
In here, at first.
I guess we'll find out.
I don't want to spoil anything. I have an idea. Sigmar gets a little light bulb of his own, and he goes with his hands and foot to try and pry open the sphincter. Like, I think we got to see what's in here.
Talk about kidney stones.
With your hands and foot, how disgusting. Okay, give me strength check. Pry open that sphincter.
If he rolls a nat 1, is he going to get catapulted across the room?
See, anytime I got to do anything useful.
Right?
All right, so I rolled A5.
So yeah, Sigmar, unfortunately, you go, oh, don't worry, I got this.
It was like, yeah. Never mind.
I'll take the crowbar and be like, here, let me help you with that. And try and
I
use
used
the
a crowbar. Sigmar,
That's true. That is true.
Go ahead, Grinderbane, strength check. Let's see if you can get this open.
15.
There we go.
With
Not
a
too-
15.
Nice.
With
yeah,
a
once-
tool, if that makes a difference.
It does. That basically lowers my preconceived difficulty check. Absolutely. So yeah, with a 15, you are able to once again kind of open it just slightly where you all could squeeze through. And what you find on the other side is more disgusting intestinal things.
Into the belly of the beast.
Oh, lovely.
You
smashing.
find like this area that is all curvy and, you know, very intestine-like.
Yeah, that's how intestines work.
It's filled with all of these like tendrils that go from one side to the other, almost like they are meant to catch things.
So we're in the small intestine.
You guys are just walking past all this?
Well, are we?
No, and that's okay. That's okay. I just
Is it stopping us?
Yeah, like
it is, no, nothing is stopping you. You're able to weave in and out. I'll just need a dexterity check as you get to the end to see how much acid got on your feet, basically.
This is such a bad idea. This is
We've had lots of those.
I will point this out. This is worse than just being like, hey, we'll go to court. That said, I'm still doing it. I got a 5.
We're on the move to the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
To be honest, this is a little out of character, but like, I want to know what Jack did to the inside of this giant worm, and so help me, I will bend any disbelief I have to be like, yeah, I'll keep going.
It's gonna be great.
I'm still questing for that platinum.
So
that helps.
Barilla.
It's quite literally, Mortimer, all around you.
Oh, well, let me like try the wall then. Let me like try digging around in the wall with my sword.
Absolutely. Before you do that, let's see here. Grinderbin, you got a 5. Sigmar, you got a 10. Dab, you got a 13, and Mortimer got an 18. So Grinderbin and Sigmar, you each take 4 damage as this stomach acid starts eating away at your flesh.
Yay.
And you come up to another sphincter.
Mortimer's definitely going to have to buy a new suit of clothes for season 3.
At very least a new pair of boots.
See if we can rip some flesh away, see if we can reach any platinum.
Here's the check I would like you to give me is a sleight of hand check.
Oh.
Basically, if you roll too low and you just start hacking away, things are going to get messy and the cavity is going to fill with blood.
No, I understand. Do you remember I have +8 sleight of hand, right?
Oh, perfection.
Expertise, bitch.
And
Mortimer, you are a surgeon. You are with a 25. You take a short sword or a knife, and you are easily able to make cuts along these intestinal walls. No rupture, no massive blood filling up the intestinal tract, which would have been very dramatic. But yes,
Sorry.
wonderful. You're able to slice, and what I will say is with a 25 sleight of hand, you are even able to slice away muscle tissue and come across a giant, almost like plate, like a big plate of platinum.
Pay motherfucking dirt. I mean, platinum's like minted into coins. Even just like a single sheet of it would be worth a fortune.
An absolute fortune.
What?
We should like start filling our pockets.
I have an empty bag of holding that we can fill with platinum, right?
Is there a limit to that?
500 pounds.
Well, let's get chipping, everyone.
500 pounds minus whatever Dory weighs.
Ooh. That's right. And a big sturdy door, what do we think? Like
Pretty sturdy,
75, 50, 75 pounds, like big hunk of wood.
Probably like 50 pounds, I'd say. Is it like
Sure,
a
I'm okay
double,
with
like
50
a double-sized door or a single
No,
panel
just
door?
a single door. Just
Probably
a
like
single
50.
door. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm comfortable with 50. So you can fit 450 pounds in your bag of holding.
Jesus.
Or 500 pounds
All
we
right.
just carry Dory.
That's
All right,
correct.
Dabarella, you're the strong one. We need to think about prying some of this platinum out.
So the plan is to just rip it off? I thought we were going to use the teleport trick
I'm
and
wondering
like
how it
shear
works.
pieces off. Yeah, I feel like we could experiment in here, honestly.
Yeah, I want to look at this platinum. I want to see if this is like how like attached this is to the rest of it, because it might be like scales, or it might be like one huge piece of platinum running through the whole beast.
Sure. And carrying on with your amazing sleight of hand check, I mean, even without your bonuses, that was a very good roll. You start like clearing away the muscle tissues, and you see like this thing is at least a meter wide, 3 feet for us American folk, and it's as far up and down as you can see. Like you're clearing away muscles, and it's one solid curved sheet.
Okay, we might have run into a snag. What do we have that can cut through metal?
Teleportation.
I have a wall.
Good
I have
answer.
a pickaxe.
I
Do you
just
wanna-
want to see if we can get to an area that has a little more space, and then we can experiment
agree.
by teleporting to the more spacious area to see how much of this sheet I'm able to pull when I get
All right.
teleported while touching it.
All right, that's fair enough. Let's put a pin in this spot and open the next sphincter.
All right, next sphincter.
It's your,
My turn.
yeah, it's your turn.
Deborah takes the crowbar and does what?
Fucks up is what she does.
Terrorizing.
Well, that's just upsetting, isn't it?
Absolutely. What I'll say, Dabarella, is the crowbar, now that it's kind of been through all of this mucus and muck and intestinal fluids, is just rather slippery. So you kind of grab it and it slips out of your hands, and and now your hands are covered in this goo, and you just can't get a good grip on it.
All right, my go again.
And are you using the crowbar or your hands?
Yes, I'm using the crowbar again.
Okay. Well, if you use the crowbar, yes, it's pretty tight. You're going to have to really, everyone's getting super covered in bodily fluid as you pass through this.
Fun.
We're gonna need a shower. Did we tell them to make showers at the nightclub?
Well, I assume there's a bathroom.
Yeah.
There's a bathroom in the club, and you will have also your rooms
Right,
there.
that's true.
Grinderbid would
goodness.
definitely want to install some hot springs.
There is a
money at
basement. The basement, you'll find out when you get there. Some stuff was discovered about
What's
the
in
basement.
the basement?
Ooh.
But you are able to slide
Christ.
your way
Great.
through.
More
More
intestine.
this, More
Oh, large
Jesus
intestines.
Christ.
But
Just light.
as you
Ooh.
turn the corner and slide through this sphincter, you see an unnaturally bright light in this almost completely dark intestinal tract. And they're made of bones and metal and flesh. You see a magical gateway.
Well, this
portal.
is convenient.
This is where all the rocks were going.
And
Where are they going?
why doesn't everyone give me a perception check?
Oh
See,
my
this is
goodness.
why Jesse wanted to go deeper into.
Oh, that's a wisdom check. That means I get advantage.
Sigma.
Yes. Mortimer, your advantage gave you a 1 and a 2.
Well, Sigma got a natural 20, so I'm not so bothered.
That's all we need. Which
Exactly.
makes sense that Sigma would get it too.
Yeah, I'm on board with Sigmar learn this.
Sigmar, that's your second natural 20 today.
And it had nothing to do with me attacking things.
Yeah, natural 20 is just rolling in. Now the stakes are low, eh?
Maybe your true calling is in academia. You could start stabbing books. We'll see. Once again, you find this like glowing, swirling portal. The outer rims of it, like made of this bone and metal and flesh. You cannot see on the other side of it, but Sigmar, something that you definitely notice with your natural 20 is kind of the veins and the muscle tissue surrounding it seem to be slumping slightly, and the portal itself is pulsating very, very slightly, getting a little darker with every pulsate.
The
So I
worm's
say
dying.
to the group,
Dark
it looks
light.
like whatever this portal is, it's slowly closing.
Dabrilla, get some platinum right now. As much as you can. Use your pick, I don't care.
Do we want to see what's on the other side of this?
I'm really worried it's just evaporating things.
That is a fair assumption. To just walk into this would be an incredibly stupid idea. That being said,
Well, don't go in it yet.
Sigmar takes an arrow, sticks it as far as he can into the portal, and then pulls it back to see if it's still there.
Sure, absolutely. And it comes back intact.
It is intact.
Well,
So
okay,
inanimate
well-
objects can go through.
stick your head in.
All right,
Just stick your head in. We'll pull you
Sigmar
back.
sticks his foot through the portal.
Start with not
Stick your
your head.
foot through the portal.
After testing with the arrow, he goes, all right, sticks his foot in, pulls the foot back.
Okay,
What does he see?
Just as a point of order, there is a character who is already missing a foot. Just putting that out there.
Grinderbid will grab the back of Sigmar's coat just in case it decides to suck him in or something.
Yeah, Mortimer will do the same.
No, and what happens is you stick your foot in. Okay. As you stick your foot in, give me. No. You don't need to check for that. What you notice immediately, because right now you are inside a colossal dead worm. Mm-hmm. It is hot. It is muggy. It is like you are in the worst sauna you have ever been in. And as soon as you stick your foot through, you feel a coolness. Like it is significantly colder on the other side of that portal than it is where you are, because obviously you're inside of a giant beast right now. And your foot comes back, and it is still intact.
Perfectly fine. All right. So I turn around and say, guys, I think we're good here. And just while facing them, just jumps backwards.
Well, we don't keep him around for his brains.
I am still holding Sigmar's coat.
I need an opposed strength check from Grinderbin and Sigmar.
All right, 16. That's...
I guess whoever's highest wins.
I want to
Whoever's
vomit
highest
a little.
wins.
That's close.
Oh my gosh.
Grinderbin is able to keep you on this side of the
Gotcha.
teleporter, Sigmar.
All right, Twinkle Toes. Maybe we could start with a head. Make sure we're not falling like 500 feet into an icy crevasse, and then perhaps we could move on. How about that?
You know what? That is actually very reasonable.
Yeah, much more reasonable. We definitely start there.
Yes. In
Do
the
we
meantime-
want any platinum first?
Oh, okay.
if-
Mortimer's gonna.
Oh, yeah.
Since it's gonna close soon, Mortimer's gonna try to make an incision on this wall here. Maybe get some platinum here.
Okay.
That's closer to the portal.
Oh, okay. A sleight of hand check.
I'm worried that then the portal's gonna close. I don't know. Fuck.
An even
That's
better
good.
roll.
That's
if
even
anything.
better.
Yes, you are once again able to make a crystal clear incision. You're a little further away from the edge of the worm now, and so you do have to dig a little bit further. But yes, eventually you do find another vein, basically, of platinum, similar width, and once again it seems to go as far up as you can see and as far down as you can see.
Okay.
It's just,
Dabarella, just
surrounded
smack
in
at this
platinum.
with your pickaxe. Sigmar, get a look through the portal. We need to work quickly here, peeps.
You do need to work quickly. You very specifically said you were cutting near the portal, and you do notice it flickering more now as you have cut off some blood supply to
But
the
wait,
portal.
the teleportation idea only works if I'm on this side. So if we're going to try and take some with us over there to the other side, then I would need to stay here. Or rather, we're standing right in this room. I just wanted a little bit more space. I give my teleportation arrow, my blink arrow, to Grinderbin, and I say, stab this in the ground right at your feet as I'm like holding the wall with two hands. I'm touching the platinum with both hands, and just a couple feet away, I want Grinderbin to stab the. I don't know how this is gonna do. But I want Grinderbin to just stab the arrow to see how much of it comes with my teleportation.
It's worth a try, for science.
I'm worried it's gonna bring the whole thing down.
I mean, if that's the case,
if
we
this
have.
pulls the whole thing down, get next to the portal.
Yeah, we gotta.
Or maybe we should go through the portal and stick the arrow in the ground there.
I mean,
Even sure
that's
there's
an
ground
idea.
on the other side of this portal.
You know what? I'm sick of the speculation. Mortimer's just gonna stick his head through the portal.
Mortimer sticks his head through the portal. Okay. One moment.
Well, keeping a hand on Sigmar's shoulder while I'm doing it.
You're like, just as a side note.
Yep. Mortimer,
Oh no.
you see this.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't think it's anywhere on the planet where we live.
Well, that's
What?
a bit of a problem because our nightclub's on this planet.
What you see as you stick your head through the portal is a void, pure space and smoke and light and nothingness.
And lots of floating rocks.
And lots
Somewhere?
and lots of floating rocks somewhere in a void of nothingness.
Okay. I'm seeing like some big rocks that sort of go off the screen. Is there anything significant within that I can see within visible range?
As far as you can tell, it is nothingness and floating rocks as far as the eye can see.
So maybe jumping through that might not have been.
I'm not saying there is nothing else there. I'm not saying there is something else there. This is all you can see.
Okay, I guess Mortimer will withdraw his head and return to his fellows.
Okay.
So what's there?
I'm assuming I could breathe in that void.
You were able to breathe in that void, yes.
Okay, so this might not be the convenient escape route it seemed like at first glance. There's nothing beyond there but a whole load of void and floating rocks. But if one portal leads there, there may be other portals there that lead back to our world in other places. Look, the alternative is we go back and explain everything to that crowd of shitheads at the other side of the worm.
Hold up. Rich people like money.
Yes.
General.
Wait a
And
minute.
if we have the most money and a Jarmy, like the most direct Jarmy, like, could we just not pull rank? Like,
I don't think it works based on who's got the most money.
It does help.
we have money to bribe them.
Or we could just
Well,
pay for
And
like
we
18
have
lawyers.
We have a direct Jarmy.
Well, okay, but what then? I mean,
I don't know.
we're at the bottom.
Isn't
We're at
it
the bottom
Queen
of the world.
Beyonce? Is Queen Beyonce? I don't know. Maybe Grindelwald does a dance off. I don't know how noble things work.
Yeah, this is very new to me. I really do not know how the upper crust does things.
Well, I've got some experience in noble circles, but I'll bow to Sigmar's.
You've been in the noble circles. There, Sigmar, is there
Yeah,
dancing?
how many dance-offs?
Quite a few, actually.
Oh wow, that's cooler than I was expecting.
Look, first
Yeah,
things first.
that's how
let's see
Queen
if-
Beyonce became queen. They say.
Well, how about we see if this teleport the platinum thing works?
All right, sounds good. You ready?
I am
Let's
ready.
go.
Okay, Grindelwald will take the arrow and stab it, not in the ground because that's where all the acid is, but kind of in the side,
In the wall?
low side, yeah.
Okay.
Sigmar. So the last time you were able to what we said here, and we did this a little quickly, a little retroactively, was as you teleported, you were holding onto a crab claw, right?
Right.
So now, like a crab is meat, some carapace, but what I said is you got some crab meat, right?
Yes.
Basically, you were holding onto meat. Meat is something that is very easily broken off. Platinum is an incredibly dense and strong metal. That's why it's so sought after. So what? So basically,
What
do I want here?
Have we just snapped his hands off? Is that what we've just done?
depending on the roll, you might, is what I'm saying. Is
The teleportation takes my body, and it takes my
yes,
clothes.
it takes your body.
It
So
takes the
what-
stuff immediately on me. Like,
I need 2 checks from you. One is I want a strength check. You are you
okay.
are holding. You have grasped the platinum.
right.
Right.
Yes.
And then he struck. So first, we need a strength check.
Here we go.
Oh boy. A 13. Oh, that is an okay strength check. That is not super great. Now what I need is a constitution check. I want to know if you are able to keep your shit together.
So just ability check.
Just a straight constitution ability check.
Yeah.
Where were those 20s?
I mean, the strength. Okay. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. This is decision making time because, like, a 13 isn't a crazy strength check. So, do your hands just slip off?
Sick more cyborg hands, season 3.
A constitution
Just knives.
fail, though.
Just knives for hands.
You would do that. You would do that.
Sick
First of
masses
all,
of
you know
hands.
he's gonna do that. Oh fuck. Yeah, you gotta lose a hand. Hold on. I have to Google something.
I
Oh
don't
my
understand
God.
why it hurts me though. Like at
Okay,
best, I
so-
thought I just
can
wouldn't be
have a
able to
blade.
teleport with
So
it.
like,
I think
so
the problem is that we're dealing with an unstoppable force rubbing up against an immovable object.
Right, and so we have to go to an unstoppable force meets an unmovable object. You have to go to whatever the weakest link is. In this case, the weakest link is
That's
your
fair.
limbs.
Yeah, it's me.
Right. And so as you grasp onto it, like in that split second that you are teleported, you try to hold on to the platinum. But it's platinum. It's incredibly dense metal. So as you're holding on, your constitution gives out. Luckily, your strength check was low enough where you don't lose both hands, only one. I still need to know how much damage to do to you. So give me a second to Google. Holy moly. Yes, you absolutely, your hand is getting snapped off.
So it's very important. Will the hand stay?
Yes, the
Holding
hand
on
will
like
stay
it's still
connected.
doing this on
Hey,
the platinum.
that's Zelda faking our deaths pretty fucking well.
Because your strength was higher than your constitution, that means that you were able to hold on more. So what is your dominant hand?
Sigmar's right-handed.
Okay, so you're going to lose your right hand as that one was holding on.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right, so Sigmar, okay, quite luckily, you only take 13 damage. Is how you've lost a hand, but it's only 13 damage. So the scene is Sigmar holds on to kind of this plate of platinum. Grinderman sticks the arrow in. In that split second that Sigmar is teleported, his hand rips off as he is unable to hold on to the platinum. Sigmar, you land in front of Grinderman, handless.
For the record, that was his idea.
Deborah just goes, "What the fuck is going on today?"
Okay, nobody panic. Tourniquet, a bandage, anyone, any piece of cloth.
Serious question. Like,
Hold on, I teleport over here, right?
A, Grinderman, bit of shock, did just come through. No platinum, also no hand. Looks over, still sees hand holding on to platinum.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. B, it is magic. Is it a clean, cauterized, like straight cut? Is it jagged? Is it bleeding? What is the cut?
Because we were specific in hunks of crab meat, I'm going to say it is not clean. I'm going to say that he is currently bleeding.
Oh no.
Okay, Sigmar, stay with me.
If you are able to
Just-
rip other things off, you are able to get ripped off as well.
Sigmar, stay away.
Damn,
Visualize
I
your
thought this was
pain.
gonna go.
Sigmar, visualize your pain as a wonderful ball of healing light.
Sigmar is freaking
Sigmar is
the
just
fuck
sitting
out.
there, blood spurting out of his arm.
Yeah, he's very distressed.
Do the healing thing. Do the healing thing.
Oh, okay. Mage hand, clamp, while this is happening, getting it all together, be like, okay, all right, stay calm, don't worry. And I will cast Cure Wounds.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
It's not going to regain a hand, but my hope is that the tourniquet plus the hit point regain will help start the, not necessarily healing process, like it's not going to be the exact same as if we went to a doctor. But
Well, how about this? I have an idea, and let me know how you feel about this.
Sure.
You know, the spell is Cure Wounds. You are an artificer, which means you magically use tools to tinker and heal.
Yeah.
What if we say you get to choose whether you want to give Sigmar hit points or whether you want to use your artificer tools to basically field sew him up, stopping the bleeding but gaining no hit points.
definitely the latter. I want to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
Sure. So, like, basically, you grab all tools. You grab rope. You make tiny threads. You needles. Just as you start like working like a mad person, using your magical tinkering to sew up the remainder of Sigmar's arm.
Meanwhile,
Absolutely.
Mortimer sort of like pries the hand off the platinum and just sort of examines it.
Put it on ice.
It goes, you know, if we just chuck this into one of those back rooms and they make it that far, pretty fucking good story.
I fucking want my hand, Mortimer.
Look, we'll make you a nice new one. This one is very convenient evidence right now.
Like, fuck it, let's go to court.
Hey, let's not start talking crazy now. I mean, I thought we were.
How do you explain the hand in court?
I don't know. We'll leave that to them. We'll just leave this in the back room with the note saying we all got killed, and then we'll all hide back here and just wait it out.
Leave a note. Also, I think if Sigmar does want to keep his hand, I think it's only fair that he should be able to keep it.
Yeah, this isn't up for debate, guys. It's my hand.
Well, how are we gonna keep it on ice?
I have an ice cream scoop that freezes things.
Dabrella, please put my hand in your ice cream scoop.
I'll seat yourselves. I'll just fling the hand over to her. Excuse me for thinking more than one step ahead.
To be fair, Mortimer, you haven't just lost a limb. You're thinking rationally.
Yeah, I don't feel great about going into a void one-handed.
Everyone give me a perception check. We're going to check in on a few things. I want to see. Some things are happening, and I want to see if you notice them.
With advantage still?
You haven't gone to sleep yet.
There's the fucking 20.
And Mortimer with an
conspiracy.
unnatural 20. Grinderbin, you are currently sewing right now.
Yeah.
So like Grinderbin, you notice nothing except for Sigmar's remainder of an arm. Dabarella, you're like trying to find your ice cream scoop. Sigmar, you, because of this immense injury, you have found yourself in an incredible Zen-like state. This is like all warrior instincts are firing at 11, are at 110%. And Mortimer, with your unnatural 20, you are in full con man mode. How do we get out of this situation? Okay, now we have a hand. Now we have another thing. So you start taking in all of the information. One is the pulsating is slowing down with every beat. It's getting a little weaker, brighter, weaker, brighter. Two, you start hearing thumping as if the outside of this gargantuan beast you are in is being attacked. Obviously, as you know, they won't be able to do any damage, but you can assume, especially with your natural 20, that all of your companions outside are attacking the worm.
All right, we got to make a decision here, people. This portal's going to close. Either we take our chances with the void, or we take our chances with the mob.
I'll pick the mob.
I vote void.
Yeah, it's been a long day, guys. I think I just want to go back outside of the worm.
Where's your sense of adventure, man?
It's in the hand that's in Dabrella.
Dabarella? What do you think we should do?
She's too shaken up from everything that's happened. Like, she has no idea.
Oh, God.
She knows she wants that platinum still.
All right, why don't we just start getting the platinum? You start getting the platinum while I finish helping Sigmar stop
Do I have
bleeding.
to make a roll first to see if I can freeze the hand enough that it...
What we can say here, just to simplify things, is basically we're going to holster your ice cream scoop, and you've used one of its abilities today to freeze the robot hand.
I
and
still have one.
We're just going to say your last usage magically of it is utilized as you like put the hand in the scoop, basically. So I won't make you roll for it, but basically you can't use your ice cream scoop until the hand is out of it.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I'm happy
so
with that.
you stick the hand in the scoop, put it away.
In which case, Dabrella goes, I can't help with this, and just gets out the war pick and starts trying to get some of the platinum out.
Okay, great. Give me an attack roll with your war pick.
Sure.
That's what we want. That's what we like to see.
Ooh, baby, that is a 24. 24.
Yeah.
Okay, that handily beats my DC. You now that you know you have secured Sigmar's hand, you go into full like I need to do something or else I'm going to flip
Action
out
mode.
I'm not going to focus on the terror in my heart or the chaos around me. I am going to get to work and finish a job. So you start vroom, 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 vroom. And with a 24, basically, I will give you. I'll give you kind of as we got about a meter wide. You can reach pretty tall. I will say like a 1 meter by 2 meters.
Holy
Whoa,
shit.
that is a lot of platinum. That more than makes up for the shit fest this adventure has been. Let's get it in the bag of holding.
How
and
much
let's
does
think
that
about the next move.
weigh?
Good job, Dex.
Googling!
So 3 feet by 6 feet of platinum.
I'm so glad we're just getting out with some, like, for Dabarella, this whole thing, her friends are fucked up, she's upset, like, she's gonna go get cursed by a long forgotten demon or some shit. Like, it has just been awful. Her friends are in pain, her friends have nearly died, like, this has just been awful. All she wanted was for it to have meant something, like, they actually did what they came here to do. And so this is a relief.
Mortimer is giddy as a schoolgirl. He's looking at this platinum. He's like dollar signs rolling in his eyes. He's picturing showers of dollar bills in his head. He's singing, "We're in the money, we're in the money. Sigmar's lost a hand, but we can buy a much better one."
Meanwhile, Grinderbin like sewing up Sigmar's hand, being like,
So, like, what do you think about, like, if a crossbow were to pop out of your hand? Like, if we can't get your meat hand back on, how would you feel about, like, maybe if between your middle and ring fingers split apart and a little crossbow pops up?
I don't know. I feel like crossbows are just lesser bows, So
Hey!
What about a knife that comes out of there?
no, a knife sounds nice. Yeah.
What happens, Dabarella, as you're like clinking away at this platinum slab? You finish. You pick at the bottom. You pick at the top. The sheet of platinum falls down with a weight that maybe you all were not expecting. Platinum is inconceivably heavy, as it turns out.
Is it more than 500 pounds?
So, that right there, the 3x6 is significantly more than 500 pounds. A 6-inch cube of platinum, of pure platinum, is 165 pounds.
We need. Well, that's still
What?
small enough to. That's still light enough to fit in the.
So basically, like, cut that in half, and then cut that half in half, and that'll be about 500 pounds.
Wow.
"Can we just?"
So we're taking a quarter of it?
Is the portal closing?
The portal is almost gone. It is hanging on by a thread.
Dabarella, help me push this platinum sheet partially into the portal.
Oh.
Gonna try and cut it in half at the portal.
Hey, whatever works, whatever we've got on hand.
Let's see the portal's Constitution saving throw, Jack.
No, you're unable to. Like, this 500 pounds is this big. This thing is a
2,000
ton.
pounds.
Yeah, this thing is 2,000 pounds. You cannot move this.
Okay, Dabarella, keep hitting it. Break it up.
Be like,
Dang.
Dabarella, give me another attack roll. We'll see
Like
if
it's
you
super
can chop
heavy,
it
but
into
it's
small
just a
pieces.
sheet, like you said, right? Like it's not super thick.
It's what I will say is it is approximately like 3 inches thick. Oh, okay. Oh, beautiful, Dabarella. Another or an unnatural 20. With an unnatural 20, it'll take a little time, but yes, you are able to
Perfection.
bisect and bisect again. So now you have 2 quarters and 1/2 of a about 3-inch sheet of platinum. What I'm going to say is 1/4 of that is approximately 500 pounds.
Dang.
So,
all right.
how much did Dory weigh again?
Dory weighs 50, so you will have to remove Dory from the bag unless you want to try to shear off more of it,
Like
which will
another
take
50
another
pounds.
attack roll.
Okay, is the quarter light enough to push halfway into the portal?
With
Yeah,
help,
or that's
a
500.
group
That's
could push
500 pounds. Yeah.
Okay. Just like slide it along the floor so we could cut an eighth
Just like
of
the
it off.
corner of it.
Brilliant. I love it. Yeah, like what I will say is like the three of
Yeah.
you, because Sigmar, I'm sorry, you are
I'm not
in
helping.
a corner. Yeah, you are not helping. You are
I'm not
missing a hand.
helping.
The three of you are able to push the platinum just so, a little bit of it is through the portal, and just as you get it in, the light goes out, and you have sheared off that amount. So you now have 450 pounds
Man, that was precise.
platinum.
Okay.
Just looks at it and goes, "We actually did it." And just kind of slumps a little bit.
Well, we sure did, says Mortimer in a hungry tone of voice. Now let's get it in the bag of holding before anyone sees it.
Dory's like, "Hello."
Oh, did you guys? Oh, it smells. What is? Big thing of platinum falls on Dory.
Just picture the banker's face. We walk in there with our bag of holding and we say, "Can you make change?" And just dump it out on his desk. Oh man, I want to be there for that.
The desk just cracks in half.
Banker calls the
pay for
cops.
that.
He's like, "Where'd they get it?"
I just had to Google this, by the way.
Would you believe it's a hunting trophy? We will
1
say.
pound of platinum is worth 500 gold.
Da, 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 da.
How much?
Wow.
1 pound.
1 pound of platinum is worth
Even I
500
think that's an irresponsible amount of
50
money.
pounds.
You
That's-
now have quite possibly a ridiculous amount of money. But now the platinum is in there. You are hearing, or what I will say is for Sigmar and Mortimer, you no longer hear battle noises on the outside of the worm.
Well, wait a second. What's on the other side of the portal now that the portal's gone?
Just flesh. It's
Just
just
flesh?
worm flesh.
So we can see
just
more
worm
worm
flesh
body.
and muscle. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the plan? Are we going to go back and fess up, or are we going to wait a while and hope they think we're dead?
I mean, why don't we just wait inside the body?
Long
I mean, we
rest.
could move up to
Long
somewhere
rest.
that's not all acid.
Long rest in
this
the
is gonna
worm
sh-
intestine.
This is gonna shock everybody, but I don't want to be in here anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to go out. We're going to pretend we killed the worm in epic, pitched battle. We were crushing its organs from the inside, and we are hailed as heroes forevermore. Okay, are we happy with that lie?
Anything that gets us out of here at this point.
We have to say
Okay.
kill. Like, why do we have to make it more? Let's add a little bit of truth to this. I mean, we did defeat. Let's just use some nice neutral language. We defeated. We went inside. Defeated.
Look, the dwarves would be impressed if we tell them we killed it.
I mean,
What if we just said we protected them?
yeah.
Okay,
We
let's
say we
all right,
did
well,
it.
let's-
We stopped the
Sigma
earthquakes.
is a hero.
Sigma is
I don't-
missing
I
a
don't
hand.
feel like a hero
just
right
did.
now.
I just did field surgery, so I'm presumably covered in gore. I think the fact that we killed it is a good lie to sell.
Sigma, would a hug help?
Probably squeeze more blood out.
Honestly, I don't know, Deb.
I still have a little bit of chocolate and some croissant. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do right now.
I really appreciate that.
You go first and really play up the wounded hero bit, okay? make it look good when you come out.
Oh, does this not look real enough to you? And he shows his stump to Mortimer.
Hey, every little helps. Every little helps, man.
Okay, so you are going to make your way back out of the worm.
Can Deborah look at Grindabin one more time and just go, remember, you do pull rank as a Jarmy. You are a son of the king. You're a child of the king.
Yeah, I can't
That
sell it
counts
for you
for
forever, man.
something.
I'm not gonna be around every time we need to impress some poshos.
Yes, that's right. It's It's just, it's still so new to me. I just don't really understand it.
Just put your shoulders back, puff your chest out, and act like you're better than everyone else.
But I'm not better than everybody else.
Grindabin,
That's why I said act.
Grindabin, I want you to know something. You're amazing just as you are, and that's enough.
And as of right now, you own 1/4 of 450 pounds of platinum. So just bear that in mind while you're talking to the other poshos.
That's a good point.
All right, so
Thank you. You're all really helpful in this. I appreciate it.
as you get out of Fuzzy Hug's corpse, what we'll say is like the mouth opens and everyone is weapon ready. And you all, stumble out. Yes, and so, like, right in front of you, Egalier, Queen O, Captain Goodair are right at the front of the charge.
Mortimer puts an arm around Sigmar and goes, "Victory is ours! The beast is dead! Oh god, that was a lot of work."
Also, is anybody here a doctor?
Or got any amount of rudimentary medical training whatsoever, because that would be a plus.
Sigmar says, "My hand hurts."
Yeah, we have a serious injury here.
I feel like Egalier would laugh.
Egalier is noticing and has a big smile on her face. Yes, Queen O says, what's wrong? How can we help? We have a field medic, of course.
We've got Sigmar lost a hand. I think the rest of us got away with superficial injuries, but Sigmar is the one that needs help.
I have the hand and it's cold and frozen. If that'll help.
Oh my! I don't know if we can do anything that complicated down here near the lava. But keep the hand on ice for now.
Okay.
Has anyone got a quick way back to the surface?
Yes, we can find a way back to the surface. While we were hunkering down, I had figured something out with Egalier here that we can combine some of our spell components to regain some teleportation. Egalier is just beaming, seeing Sigmar suffer, and so Egalier says, "So, what happened?"
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, we knew we couldn't penetrate the exterior, so I had the cunning plan of attempting to fight the beast from the inside. We've just been, going to town on its organs and stuff, and there were more, internal defense systems than you might have expected, but in the end we prevailed. The beast breathed its last.
And Egalier says, "Oh, yes, we noticed after a while that it didn't seem to be moving or breathing, and after a few of us did some looking into it, we did notice it was dead. Congratulations!"
Oh, thanks. It is a lot of work.
Well, we ask for no accolade, although it was entirely because of us that we have now saved the entire world.
Question, Grindabin, you still have my blink arrow, right?
Yeah.
So I take it off of Grindabin and I put it in the air in front of Egalier's face. I'm like, when you gave me this, on some level, I think you knew this would happen.
Did you find it helpful in your adventures, Sigmar?
Yeah, real helpful.
I mean, in fairness' sake, Sigmar wasn't always using it with the greatest amount of forethought, but it's been, what was it, 2 for 3?
Those that sounds about right.
2 out of 3 ain't
Okay, here's what you notice after I made a couple rolls for our leaders. You notice Queen O absolutely beaming, just in awe. She, and she has kind of, all of her dwarven companions next to her, and is just, I'll be honest, I was planning on using you as kind of cannon fodder just to figure out what was going on, and we would clean it up, but you've done it. We know that it was Fuzzy Hug that was causing these earthquakes, and you've killed this beast, how glorious! Our city is safe because of you. And she comes up and basically just gives you all a big hug.
Dabarella squeezes really tight and says, I told you we would help. So thank you for the hug.
Saving the good people of your city and of the world above is reward enough.
I suppose we had a mutual problem and it took us all. And she looks to Egalier and she looks to Becky and she looks to you. It took us all working together to save all of our worlds, because that's really what it is. It's all of our worlds.
And isn't that the most important thing?
Both Egalier and Becky are just arms crossed like,
Grindelwald's gonna be like, yeah, that is the most important thing. I'm so glad we could all come together to make this happen and make everybody safe.
I'm glad we could all settle our differences. And move on from our prior quibbles.
Becky looks at all of you, looks at the beast, does a couple... basically sizes up, like the dwarves are now, like all of the dwarves are now surrounding you completely, like, hurrah, the heroes, right? Like they are super into it. And even one of her own people, of course,
Jarmy's cousin?
Connie, yes. Connie, Loose Lips Jarmy. Is with you, is right next to Grinderbin, and it's just like, oh, I can't wait to hear the stories of how you slayed this giant... You're going to bring the Jarmy name back. You're going to do it, all of the shame that we felt. Oh, so pumped. And so she's basically, Becky is noticing that the tides have turned against her. And so what she says to all of you is she says, we will send you an official summons and we will trust you to keep your obligations and we can have a fair trial, but we will not take you into custody at this time. Where can I find you?
And, well, first Mortimer says, oh, don't you worry. I will be sure to meet all the expected obligations and be completely truthful with all details, and then make eye contact with Egalier.
And Dabarella steps forward and goes, remember, we are an asset, and don't forget that.
And Becky looks to you and, looks to the giant dead worm and says, I can see that. But justice needs to prevail. All right,
Sigmar,
everyone...
a little excitedly over Dabarella's shoulder, asks Becky, will Queen Beyonce be there?
At the trial?
Yeah.
God, no. No, she has better things to do than that. She has much better things to do than that. She has a ball to prepare for.
He's like, he's disappointed. Sigmar hates nobles. He loves Queen Beyonce.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, she's hip deep in planning the Moonlight Ball. Everyone knows that. She won't be there. Come on. Ooh. All right, everyone, gather up, please. Gather up.
Can you score an invite to that?
Oh.
You're a Jarmy after all.
Ball episode.
Yeah.
So everyone gathers up and you see Queen O and Egalier kind of exchanging some words, getting their magical focuses ready. And all of a sudden, all of you, a big ball of light surrounds all of you and you find yourself back at the Dwarven Castle.
Yay.
God, this place looks so nice. It's not covered in acid.
And Queen O, it's not covered in acid. Queen O, invites you all basically to rest. Party if you want. We've defeated the big thing. It's up to you.
Does Sigmar get surgery? Like what happens there?
What the queen says is, we can have the castle mages put your hand in stasis if you would like. Basically,
yes, please.
Freezing it in time to figure it out. Or we can try to put it back on. Like, we have a hospital wing here if you want us to do that.
Have you done something like that before? Dwarven medicine is a...
50-50 is what I'll say.
You know what? Let's just do the stasis.
Okay, sure.
In that case,
we can definitely do that.
Mortimer will say, Queen O, and hold out his hands to reveal himself covered in dust from the caves and filth from the worm's belly, and say, "I don't suppose you've got a royal tailor?"
Of course, we have royal tailors. You need your outfit fixed or a new outfit? You tell me what you would like.
I think I'd like a complete change of clothes, please.
We can, and she gives you we can work on that. After a night's rest, Sigmar, your hand is in stasis. After a night's rest, I assume you're staying for another day of partying and revelries.
Grinderbin's getting ripped.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get some. Once Mortimer's got some glad rags, he's gonna be prowling for the Dwarven City action.
Absolutely. The one question I will ask is Captain Becky Goodair wanted to know where to send your summons.
The nightclub, right?
I just want to see if you're telling her where you are or if you are not telling her where you are.
No, yeah, I feel like she can come get us when she's ready, because we have all this. We have a lot in our favor in terms of reputation at this point, and also we have the truth on our side. Rutgersford was a dick.
You keep saying that. You keep saying that.
Rather than give them the address we're going to be at, can we give them like an address somewhere in a castle with someone Sigmar knows? So like we'll get informed that a summons came, but they don't necessarily know where we are at the moment.
Remember when Sigmar opened up and said he has no friends? Like a P.O. box.
Okay. So basically what I'm hearing here is, by the way, like she asked the group, and everyone else in the group was like, "Oh, well, you can find us around." And Sigmar's like, "Oh yeah, find us in Westage. We're in the nightclub." Because like you did not have a chance to like huddle up when she asked you that, so she knows where you are. That's what
you can find me in Westage, Becky.
Come to Westage and ask for Adventurers Nigh to club. It'll be the talk of the town soon enough.
All right. That's once we get once we get information out about this particular situation, we will make sure to send you your court summons. So that's taken care of. You spend a night partying. Mortimer, I'm sure you find plenty of action as far as, because not only are you Upsiders, because there are, the Aasimar folk are staying, the humans are staying, everyone's super big party. Like, basically, this is it. This is the start of a new era in which dwarves and the Upsiders will commingle, and you've been there for that. So I'm not even gonna make you roll to see how much action you get. You're king shit of the fly pile.
Yeah, during this party, I wanted Sigmar to ask some of the human guards if they know anything about the witches at Sasha's keep. Is that where they are?
Oh, that's right. The Albert side quest.
Yeah.
Destiny's Keep.
Side quest, excuse me.
Destiny's
Season
Keep,
3
right.
main quest.
We gotta take care of Albert.
Connie Loose Lips Jarmy, who is basically Grinderbin. She's not leaving your side. She is hanging out with you all night. She is, like, without you asking, she is your bodyguard, and she is not leaving your side, keeping an eye on you at all times. And she's like, oh, we've heard horrible things about Destiny's Keep. I've never been there personally. None of the guards have been there personally, but awful witchcraft and dark magic. It's basically a terror zone. Yeah.
Oh, terrible! They must have lots of valuable magical things in there. Well, I mean,
it's deadly terrible, but sure, I'm sure, yeah, valuable, yeah.
How terrible? What exactly is it, by the way? So we know to avoid it.
Oh, and yeah, she draws you a little map and is like, oh yeah, if you take this road and this road, there is a secret. Actually, she will give you. There was a little secret to getting in there, but because she's so chummy, she gives you the little secret on how to get past a couple obstacles.
It's been a while since I've had a good castle heist.
And she says, she gives you all that information. Absolutely.
I'd like to point out that during this party, Deborella is still really shaken up by what happened. Like, she's really, really distressed still.
Yes.
So she was just kind of like making cookies for the party to try and take her mind off it. But she does know, like, she wants to know what's going on with Moped. So she's like, hey, Moped, now that, like, you don't necessarily need to protect the dwarves from the outsiders, like, are you gonna come hang out with us? Like, we really like you and Albert, and you could probably have a lot of fun at the nightclub.
Oh, you're inviting me to hang out with all you young folk?
You can show everyone
yeah?
your foot tricks.
Well, I should check in with my post, of course, but after that, I'd love to come down to Westage and, throw back a few. If y'all need someone to, bouncer, doorman, me and Albert, we could do a pretty good job of that, I think.
We have someone that you'll get along with really well, I think. His name's Dory.
Oh, good luck. Weird name. That's okay. That's all right.
Meanwhile, Mortimer's got very drunk and he's decided to hit on every single named female character.
Named female character.
And I
Who are you starting with?
I think he's going to try Dabarella, just for completeness' sake.
Try Dabarella. I mean, you're starting with the A game. Dabarella, how do you feel about this? We no roll. How do you feel about this?
Mortimer's just looking to see what connections he can make and what cheap, consequence-free sex he can have.
She goes, I love you, but not in that way.
Fair enough. Move along.
You get a hug and a pat on the head. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll try Egalier. That's probably my strongest prospect.
Oh boy.
Ooh. All right. Egalier,
That's a terrible idea.
Who is?
I want to see how this plays out, actually.
Egalier, who is mingling amongst the dwarves, has been by Queen O's side, not by Queen O's side. Everyone knows. Everyone at the party knows that Egalier is someone of importance. You roll up. Let's see how you're going to do this. Before you give me a charisma check, give me your line.
Oh, Christ. Well, I'm not as good at this as Mortimer. Okay, I guess Mortimer's going to, sidle in seat, putting his elbow on the nearest piece of furniture, and go, Egalier, my dear, I hope there's no bad blood between us after this whole adventure. I'd hate to think that.
All right, give me a charisma check.
Person you actively threaten to blackmail.
17 charisma.
A 17. And Egalier, looks down at you, sidles up at the bar and says, "Oh, thief, never any bad blood, just business. You know that."
I understand that. I can't speak for the rest of my party, but I certainly understood that you trying to sell us down the river was just business, and I hope you understand that me selling you down the river straight back was just self-defense. It's just part of the way people like us work, isn't it?
That's what I've always appreciated about you, thief, is you understand how the world works. It's about, making sure you get what you want and consequences be what they are.
Well, I hope we can count on you to be a little bit of help in this upcoming legal situation that might possibly come up. I mean, I'm not your level of player, obviously, but you're a powerful lady, and you know what I think? Us killing Fudge Ruckersford, it's not that compelling a narrative, is it? It's not gonna sell to the public. I'm sure you know lots of big political figures who've got much more compelling reasons to want to kill Fudge Ruckersford, possibly people who are in your orbit that you'd rather be gotten rid of one way or another. Sorry, I've had a few.
Oh, thief. Hold on, we're going to make a public roll real quick.
I'd also like it to be known that in the Zoom call, I am sitting between Jack and Yachts, and I feel very uncomfortable doing this today.
Basically, that was her defenses, which are not very high right now. Apparently, she's had a few too, and she looks at you and says, "Oh, thief! Now that's an idea we can work with."
Well, why don't we go and discuss it further somewhere nice and private?
You can absolutely do that, is what you know. So yeah, if you wanna take Egalier and go somewhere private, Godspeed.
Well, we'll call that Mortimer's end of Mortimer's arc for this story.
Yes, you and Egalier head up to a private room. Is there anything else that you all want to take care of before we head back to the nightclub?
Aside from getting shredded over the next 2 days, making a lot of contacts.
100%.
With
Like
mostly dwarves.
All the dwarves, all the little mushroom folk, business cards everywhere.
Oh yeah, Grinderbin wants to be the new frontier of like connecting people and trade.
Yeah, like you run into like a little dwarf and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's crazy. Ever since Flegel got put in jail, business is really opening up for some reason. Guards just came in, put him right in jail. So weird, so weird. So yeah, we're ready for trade partners."
I want to probe Queen O now about what she plans to do with the giant corpse.
Ooh, okay, yeah. So you find an opening with Queen O.
I remind her that she said, like, you know, we could do what we want with it, but then I try to put in her head, like, well, as you can see, it's a lot bigger than we thought. Like, we still kind of want access to it in some way, but we can't move it right now.
Don't push our luck, Sigma.
Push it.
And what she says is, obviously, we're going to be, quite busy with diplomacy for the next while.
Of course, yeah.
New trade routes. I will be sending a small team to, see if they can discover anything interesting about its origins or about its makeup.
That's what I was afraid of.
But she's going to do it anyway. now we know that's what she's going to do.
Yeah, so, but I don't know how fast I'll get a team down there. Obviously, yes, we made a deal. You can't lift being that big, but you are always welcome here. You are always welcome in my kingdom.
Look, I'm going to be straight with you, Queen O.
Okay, I like that.
There's a lot of platinum in that worm.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Like a lot of platinum in that worm. Like, we got a little bit of it, but there's
I've got to warn you, Sigmar. Mortimer's going to have a hangover at the end of all this. And he's going to be very pissed at you.
You are upstairs boffing his ex. You don't know what's happening.
So I just, I trust you. Like, you've been good to us. You're good peoples. I just want you to know we kind of want a piece of that platinum.
How much platinum?
By my calculation, the entire skeletal structure of the thing is just pure platinum.
Interesting.
Sigma, you've probably just started a war.
Interesting.
Only us and Queen O knows about this, right?
Putting me in your confidence like that says a lot about you, and I appreciate it. Give me one moment. She leans back to a kind of a page dwarf that's near her and says, "Oh, would you mind canceling the exploration mission down to the worm? We need that team on merchandising and diplomacy detail. We'll worry about
action
that
figures of us."
And the little page is like, no problem. Yeah, absolutely. And she goes, "This is incredibly good news. This puts us in a good position to make our entrance back into the world."
See,
Thank you.
That's what I was thinking. You guys were kind of kicked out of the rest of the society. There's a good foot in the door, and also we helped you get there. So,
Queen O takes in this information and says, I have something that I think you might get some use out of. And she maybe she's by her throne and she reaches into a little box, and what she does is pulls out a gauntlet. And what you notice is the gauntlet has 3 red gems in it, very similar to those gems that you
Construct.
smashed and threw into the crowd.
Oh.
And she goes, after the fight, some of our tinkerers were messing around with the construct gem, and we found a rather interesting use for it. If you would like to play around, this is a magical gauntlet that can basically hold copies of spells that are used against it, and you can use those spells, obviously just 3 times, 3 slots for 3 uses. But as a symbol for you trusting me, I would like to trust you with some dwarven technology.
Is it okay if I hug you?
Of course, yeah, and give her a hug.
He hugs Queen O, and he whispers in her ear,
yeah.
"You're my favorite queen down here."
Oh, Sigma. Yeah, absolutely. So yes, gives you a little preview of the boons.
Nice.
For entrusting that information with her. Let's fast forward in time a little bit. There will be several days of revels within the Dwarven city. And then, kind of like the slow journey back, you're going to be doing a little diplomacy here and there between the factions. I'm going to say it's been at very least a week. So you come back to Westage. You meet up with Borbus Sheep Snatcher.
It's our
Yeah,
club.
take a
I
look.
don't know, I think the dwarves had nicer
around.
floors.
Dang. Take a look around. This is adventure.
I found your kitchen, Dabarella. It's lovely.
It has a little porch area for sitting and drinking, a stage for entertaining, a big bar, a giant kitchen, and if you head into that hallway, a secret door.
hallway.
Oh, no.
That goes
Secret
upstairs.
doors.
That goes upstairs to each of your rooms. There is also a basement. As you get back, Hansel lets you know that the demolition crew came across a few snags in dealing with some ghosts and some ghost cats. But they ended up, there was just a few deaths, and so it wasn't that big of a deal. Because the destruction was complete. So in the basement, Hansel says, okay, so here's the thing. In the basement, how should I say, the ghost of Reba McIntyre and some ghost cats, they still hang out every once in a while, but they don't cause trouble. Apparently, they found a fountain to the cat god, and it's a whole thing. But everything's fine now, and look at your wonderful place.
Did you say there's a fountain to a cat god?
Yeah, there's a fountain. Apparently, a long time ago, well before Hansel was here, this was a church of the cat god. As we found out, because of our destruction crew, yeah.
Would Dabarella have known who the cat god was?
Yes.
Would that be something she knows?
That would be something. The cat god tartar sauce.
Okay. Second point.
Yeah.
I put points into religion.
Yeah, you did.
What do I know about this cat god?
The kind of the god of the tabaxi, if you will. A cat god. It's their creator. It's the one that watches over all the cat folk in the land.
Dabarella feels a real
stuff.
sense of comfort in this place, more so than she did before now.
Yeah.
Knowing
Absolutely. This place has kind of a radiant positivity and warmth because of it's an old church of tartar sauce, the cat god.
Just the place for our new frying pan to hang out.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. You put
Damn right.
you place Fuzzy Hug's pan on a nice warm stove, and you definitely hear a little, oh sweet, oh it's, yeah, this is pretty nice. and good vibes come around. You put Dory up on the door. Now we're going to fast forward a little bit more, maybe just a couple days as you get Dory up, as you get the place started. So as you're preparing for like the opening day ceremonies, you're gathering all your food. Mortimer, you're testing the stage. Like Sigmar, maybe you're making some plans as far as Moped coming and how you're going to handle security. Grinderbin, you're setting up little like impulse buy areas. Right? And Dory's like, oh, there's another person. Oh, there's another person. This town, it's amazing up here. Dory is having the greatest time as your front door. When you hear Dory say, ooh, someone is walking up to us. Should I allow them in?
Ask who they are.
Queen Beyonce? Sigmar thanks.
And you hear Dory go, we're gonna... He says his name is Sir Montgomery Pikeworth.
A confused number of expressions flash over Mortimer's face. It starts with sadness, a little anger, and then some nostalgic happiness just at the edge of the mouth. And then Mortimer will say, who's that then?
Grinderbin, this is also a name that you know.
How do I know this name?
From when you were inside Mortimer's head.
Oh.
Daddy!
Who do I know this as? Okay.
Should I let him in?
Why are you guys so weird about this? Who's this?
No reason at all. Sure, let him in.
Dory, just open the door.
Should I make cookies? Right. I have cookies. Do I want cookies?
Oh, we're gonna need some cookies, I think.
You see in front of you a rather distinguished-looking human, older, has kind of medals, an old knight perhaps, and he'll kind of walk into the place, give it a look around, make a pointed look over at Mortimer, and he says, "Nice place you've got here."
Oh, thank you.
You thinking of coming by when it opens?
I was thinking that I could use a little help, and since you've all signed your names here, I was able to find a person I was looking for that I could use some help from.
And who would that be?
Who's that?
Is it me?
That's Mortimer, correct?
Yes. Of course. My reputation clearly precedes me. And how can I help?
Well, are all these folks trustworthy?
Oh, they know some things. They don't know...
Just go with yes.
I see you all must be pretty good for him then. All right. Well, I need the help of a thief. I need you to steal something.
You have come to the right place.
Well, I don't know if you're up for it. I need you to steal something from the Moonlight Ball from Queen Beyonce.
Is that the cliffhanger?
That was it. So next time, thievery, Beyonce,
Dresses!
and cabins. Thanks for watching, everybody. This was season 2 of Adventures Night. Bye.
Bye.
Jesus Christ.
Dabble Hawaii, Thailand enjoy me? Or is it going to be? Come to my cabin, come to my cabin. Come into the room. Open the jar, let me out. Let me out. Don't be afraid. It'll be quick. It'll be a little side quest.